A lot of people think you need a $150,000 Sprinter van in order to road trip around the country and live off grid. Instead, I decided to pick up a $2,000 Toyota Yaris. Before it was our comfortable place to live in, it looked like this. Step 1, deep clean the disaster.
I figured it out. Toothbrush, best tool. First
your solution, and then you squirt it on the infected area. So you take your toothbrush, you use the toothbrush to
knock the dirt off
until it's like loose. This slushy looseness. Here's where the magic happens. Put it inside the toothbrush. You toothbrush it again, get in there real good and just kind of scrub it out. And then you see that? Just like that. All right, here's where we are. Things that were really dirty before are not so dirty no more. Really satisfied with how that turned out. So now we're gonna do the same thing here. Starting to feel and look really clean in here. Excited about that. We're still waiting for this to dry, but that's in now. Looks pretty good from feet away. After this dries, we can finally get the carpet back in. So I think now we can get the wood and start to figure out how much space we would need to build a bed frame. Yo, I'm clean now. There's so much room in here. Here's where I'm at. I think we're gonna go 6 feet. We can build a small platform to hold baskets and boxes and stuff, so this is clean. And then we'll just build something to drop on top of it. The screws just decided to come out. I'm not sure if like maybe we just need stronger screws or if this isn't gonna work at all. You know how it's just kind of lifting up like this? I was thinking we could probably also build out maybe like a frame for the whole thing. So we're beefing up the screws a little bit. Cool. Now that we have these pieces cut out, we can maybe extend the floor. We want to be level with this. I think the easiest way to do that, get this board, and we nail it in. It should be straight enough. And then we can kind of measure here. Okay. And let me get the level. We made no improvements. So that means we cut exactly as much as we had off. But you see, by doing this, now we can run a beam across. So by doing it this way, we're going to be able to create a floor all the way across. We've marked off where we're gonna put these. I think all that we have to do now is build one more of these like square frames, kind of where that toolbox is. So I'm gonna measure that out. Yo, if you watched that first video and you doubted me, I did too. And then we'll nail that in, so then that keeps this structural. And then we can start, we'll probably have to cut this board, trim this board down. And then we can clean this one up and then create like the rest of the space here so it opens for the fuel pump. To flip this around so we'd have the ability to have more meat this way. This is good. I might need another support here. And if I have enough wood, I think anyways, so may as well. There was one and now there is two. Losing sunlight, but I thought I'd go ahead and take a break from the wood and paint some stuff. So for the lighter colors, we're gonna use this chestnut because we're building a Japanese car with American styling. The darker colors will be this Kona. It's kind of like a chocolate color. It almost looks like poo. That's hard. The floor being unfinished is bothering me a lot, so we're gonna go ahead and finish that now. So here's what we've come up with. We've got some grip tape here. We're gonna need to get some more, but this stuff's a little expensive, so we'll get it later. We put some laminate there for the trap door. Knocked off this weld. So I'm hoping I can, yeah. All right, so that's out. Let's see if the tire fits. It's not gonna work. The simplest way is just to add another 2x4 here to bump it up. Oh no, drama! If this falls, then we're ruined. Yeah, it is enough space. All right, looking good in here. Looking really good in here. I'm thinking now, if we sort of justify this to the right, then that leaves us plenty of room to do something with the battery. Moment of truth. I'm happy with how it's turned out. So now we have all of our tools. Actually, everything except a jack. Ready for deliveries to earn some monies, to buy stuff to upgrade the... It's like a game. It's a game! It works well. The bump up is good. I mean, there's a lot we can improve on, but we don't have a lot of time, so we're just gonna have to keep iterating as we go. In order to sleep in this car, I need the windows tinted so I have some sort of privacy, and also it's mainly like, honestly, I don't care, people can look at me, whatever. There's already tint on these windows. Removing this old tint is going to probably take 2 days, to be real. Oh, you know what? We should get some tape. I guess I'm just gonna tape it on the inside of here and then cut it along the edge. Okay, so we got our 30-inch sheet. First tint, I mean, it did not come out perfect. Most of the bubbles are out, but there are these creases, so it looks worse from the outside, but it's not that bad. You've caught me in an awkward time of trying to put this up, and I've just fallen. Most of the way, but we're gonna have to cut some more. Certain spots you can't tell. No, it's pretty bad. I'm not really upset. I knew it wasn't gonna turn out well. I've never been able to make anything beautiful. Okay, so it is pretty dark. You can't see it inside. It looks so bad. I want to do it again. I know I complained about it, but I do want to try to do this again. I don't know, it's kind of weird, but it's pretty dark. I like it. So long story short, the tent's sick. I did a terrible job at putting it on. I am happy with how it turned out. I know that's gonna sound weird to say to some people because it looks like absolute garbage, but it's fine, it does its job. And it's green, like you can kind of see the tent come in from the inside. It's really cool. We gotta start painting this and we're gonna mess it up really bad, I know. Even though it's ugly, it's functional and that makes me happy. Man, my car is so beat now. Poor thing. This car we call Dee Dee because it's our delivery driver, dumpster, I don't know. I just like the thing. Dee Dee has evolved quite a bit over this last year. Unfortunately, we recently just got hit, you know, so the front of the car is a bit smashed in. We built this car into an RV so we could travel around the country and live out of it. So you can't have an RV without a bed, right? We've already done a lot with it. We've traveled across the whole country. I'd say the most important feature of a car you're living in, or a van life car, or an RV, is going to be the bed. So this here is a mattress cot thing. I bought it on Amazon for $100. It's listed as a Japanese style futon. This is really nice. It's about 4 inches thick. I like sleeping on harder things, so if that's not for you, you like a more softer style of sleeping, then you might not like this, but the hatch version of this car is equipped with a passenger seat and a bench seat normally. We decided to remove the bench seat and remove the passenger seat, and we built sort of a platform structure. This here is the bed platform, and we used plywood and 2x4s. So we use the 2x4s to back up against the seating platform, so they kind of stand up like this, and then we have another set of 2x4s here as reinforcement, and then we put the plywood on top. And then, as well as the plywood, we have this hardwood flooring. So you can see here, this hardwood flooring makes it look nice and creates a secondary layer. And then we use some yoga mat material to give us that extra little bit of comfort. One of the benefits of this sort of platform style where you use the 2x4s to back it is it creates these cubbies. So, you know, like I have a cubby here that has my jack stand, and it also has my pantry, and then you have other, like you have 2 more sections you can utilize. So coming further down the platform, we also have this section here. So this section here is, this is actually on a hinge because the fuel pump is actually right underneath there. So this also gives you a lot of space where you can put a whole bunch of stuff down here if you wanted to. I just extended this out, then I put a 2x4 this way to create a step up platform. So yeah, this gives me enough room to sort of chill out and put my back up against this wall. Or if I laid the futon all the way out, I could use the futon and, you know, sit crisscross applesauce. Guess you would call this the entertainment area. So I put a CRT here because I'm a old school gamer, and in one of these bags is a Sega. So I hook up my Sega and, you know, we play Sega games. This hasn't had any real issues with moving around, except for just now because I decided to move it. Here is a dual battery isolator. It's hooked up to our secondary battery. That's our electrical system. It powers the CRT as well as our other electrical components. So again, this is just a 2x4 with another 2x4 laying across it, and then that connects to these 2 feet here, and that sort of stabilizes the whole thing. This is a 250 watt inverter with a 60,000 milliamp battery that's hooked up to this 40 watt solar panel. This lifts up, and this is all of our tools. So we keep a spare tire in here. You already saw the full-size jack we keep underneath the bed platform. Cut out these door panels because this gives us lots of extra storage. And then we got our slow bro. We only have until the end of the month before we're out of our space, and tonight we're gonna sleep in the car. G and I are going for a walk. So here we are. All right, so we're busting out the bed. We're getting the bed out. Okay, so it's got these straps, which has got me thinking we could probably strap all of the bed together against like the wall or something at some point. We are officially chilling. Yeah, so the bed's laid out. It's got about like this much cushion. So, you know, whatever that is. It feels really comfortable. Like I'm gonna be able to sleep in here, I think. It's a Mega Man! Yo. The sun is coming up. I mean, overall, it was an uneventful night. You know, we didn't get shot or anything.